talk, still them talk say. Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Politico, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not the off in mind. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. And in the touchlight every corner. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun die Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. That's the way they do.
Hello there. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. And to everyone who is managed to tune in tonight, you're welcome. And before you settle down fully, you can, drop in that your thumb up under this video. At the same time, you can also subscribe if this is your first time, or even maybe it's not your first time, but you've never really thought of maybe you should stay back. And if this is your second time and you haven't subscribed, please check. And those of you who have been following Maiyegun, my friends, thank you very much for all this support. But you know, some of you don't even get the notification whenever Maiyegun is live, right? So you can check your notification setting, despite the fact that you are a subscriber. Check if you have all notification set up, as in on. Okay, with that, you won't miss anything coming out of Maiyegun's diary, Politico. Thank you so much for your time tonight. And let me know if there's any issue with our audio. So if you have read the caption of this broadcast, in fact, without being kind of selfish, my broadcast tonight is mainly going to target my own brothers and sisters from Yoruba land, our uncles and our aunties, our own junior brothers and sisters too. There's something many people don't understand, that we need to continue to hammer it into their own ears, and to make sure that once they begin to see through the lies, the fabrication of lies called Nigeria, and how that has worked against them for decades, and that only them can change what is working against them. And you can't change what you don't understand. You have to understand the problem. You have to understand and identify the problem. From then on, you will probably get your own solution. You will find a solution. If you can't find it on your own, there are other people like you that need these messages, like yourself. When you know why things are not working, why they will never work, who are those telling you that you are wrong? When you begin to identify the problem for real, you will find it so easy to provide your own solution. Nobody has the final solution, but knowing the problem is the first solution. Now, Yorubas have been so shortchanged in Nigeria. And I know they will tell you otherwise. But if you can think very well, we are involved in a country where we are having what is called shared mystery. The southern Nigeria that feed the northern Nigeria. Not that the northern Nigeria can feed itself, or the people in northern Nigeria can feed themselves if they have real leadership. But because we don't have any leadership in the southern Nigeria as well, so we are not different. And therefore, we share in the mystery. We share in the mass endemic poverty. We share in the skilled, destroyed education system. We share in everything that is wrong with Nigeria because we have those who represent us in Yoruba land that are telling us that we should be patient. Be patient. Don't rush. If you ask for anything better, you're asking for war. Why they keep shortchanging us? We are bringing to this world children that Nigeria has no plan for. And being Yorubas, we're so blessed enough to be so better off. I mean, if we're not part of Nigeria. There is a system they are operating in Nigeria called unitary system. Unitary system is put together by the Sokoto Caliphate, which has now come to light that all this while, it has always been the game. So the unitary system of government disguised as federal system of government forced us as Yoruba people to hand over all our resources to the center, where we can then watch them distribute this money, which ended up, majority of it, in the hand of the lazy freeloaders, bunch of jihadist, terrorist apologists, governors in northern Nigeria, who has refused because it's free money. They've been getting it forever, like forever. They invest this money in what? In terrorism. And the end result of that is that, apart from giving them money to develop their people and develop their areas, and they use that money to sponsor terrorism, right? The resultant effect of that is the insecurity in Nigeria today, which started from the same northeast and has spread now to the entire 6 geopolitical zones of the country. So we are trapped. That is the point. A news broke out today that the Hadiza, you know that lady, the former Bring Back Our Girls member, the one of those who were with Obi Ezekwesili and co. She was compensated because she ended up working for APC. I'm going to share a video with you just for you to see this, to see her face. There were those shouting, "They bring back our girls, bring back our girls." She got rewarded because she's the proxy for Kaduna Littlefinger, El Rufaya of Kaduna. Hadiza Bala Usman was given the appointment to man the richest, the most lucrative agency in Yoruba land, from Yoruba land. You know what they did? They decided to underdevelop areas like the eastern Nigeria, where they have their own different seas and they have access to that Atlantic Ocean as well, where they can easily just get all their imports straight up to their region, develop economic prosperity in that region without having to even wait for the peanuts from the federal government, right? But because the way Nigeria is skewed, programmed by this Sokoto Caliphate jihadists, right? It is a unitary system. So everybody has to go to Lagos. Do you get that now? Everyone has to go to Lagos. Therefore, that makes Lagos State, the port in Lagos State, the richest port in the entire Africa. Now, this may shock you more, maybe not. As much as they are doing all their barandas at the seaport in Lagos, controlled by the Fulanese, every penny that they make from that seaport in Lagos goes to Abuja. It goes into the hands of all these terrorist apologists, these terrorist financier, sponsorer in northern Nigeria. Their singular port alone generates nothing less than 1 trillion naira, that money, your Nigeria money, every year. After they must have stolen whatever they can steal, then they declare whatever they can declare. And meanwhile, the port still remains what it is, despite 100 million promises. Right? So as they make money from that port, they are taking care of themselves. Not that it's different when PDP was there. It's almost the same thing. But you as a Yoruba son, Yoruba daughter, Yoruba Omoluwabi, from wherever you live in all over the world, Nigeria is considered as the poverty capital of the world. Nigeria overtook India as the poverty capital of the world. And Nigeria is also the capital of the most jobless people in the whole world, right? And we can talk about other things. Now, when you look at those they call the jobless, you will see horde and army of your trained Yoruba brothers and sisters, graduates, 10, 15 years graduate, working like slaves. Many of them ended up, after studying this or that for 6 years in a ruined education system, right? They ended up working as casual workers, casual laborers in different Chinese factories where they are being treated. You can't even imagine that. Imagine what 1 trillion naira would do in the economy and in the life, in the economy of Yoruba land, if Yoruba land was a country. Let's start from there. If Yoruba land was a country, the gas deposits in Ogun State alone, for those of you who come from Ogun State, ask them about Ogun Waterside. The amount of cubic of liquid natural gas deposited in that area can power the entire household in the entire Yoruba land, where people can actually have a gas-powered homes. But because we are part of Nigeria, today we have to deal with Fulani terrorists who are now drilling and who are now extracting gold in Osun. You can't get there because they are armed. Chinese and many other nationals who we don't even know who they are. They have occupied so many lands in Yoruba land. The issue is not just the Fulani terrorists. Now imagine what 1 trillion naira can do in the economy of Yoruba land in a year. They deliberately shut down the southern border and they opened the northern border for smuggling of the banned imported rice. It was deliberate. They said they wanted to check smuggling. Those who clapped for them, they said, we need to stop smuggling. They were targeting us, destroying us little by little. Apart from the fact that they steal from us every day. And you see those who call themselves Yoruba governors and politicians, they are comfortable with the peanut they give to them because you know what? They will get security votes. They will get free houses. They will get free cars, free vacation, free medicals, free education for their children, right? They also get this monumental, retirement package that they put together for themselves. Millions of children can die of hunger in Yoruba land. Are they going to be the first? Millions of children can be poorly educated in Yoruba land. Education in Yoruba land can be poorly funded. As long as Nigeria is having problem, Yorubas have to share in that. Only for them to come out today to tell us that, she stole Hadiza, Bala Usman has stolen 165 billion naira that cannot be accounted for. And this is just a start. They have not discovered much. And I'm asking myself, we have jobless, poorly educated, mostly unemployable youth. We have a region that is ravaged by Agbero, hoodlums, and those who are also aspiring to be one themselves. And then we are now talking about the future. What does Nigeria have as the future for the average Yoruba sons and daughters, the ones we are giving birth to 21 years ago, or is it 22 years ago? 1999, 2019, that's 20 years. Yes, 22 years ago. We thought the prosperity of Yoruba land would be used for the Yoruba people. But that's not what happened. The last 6 years, I've seen more Yorubas falling into poverty. More Yorubas fell into the hands of a terrorist. More Yorubas kidnapped than ever. And many of them displaced from their homes, their businesses destroyed, and their lives completely ruined. Many won't recover from it. Suicide, because of economic strangulation of these criminals, has increased in Yoruba land. Yes. When they targeted and made all these policies, they are not making them from northern Nigeria. They are not making them for northern Nigerians. When they make laws to destroy the forex, they didn't make it to destroy any business in northern Nigeria. Rather, it was an opportunity to destroy the business of you, the southerners. Now, they are looting, stealing, sharing it, and flaunting it all over your faces. And they are daring you to do your worst. You can't even ask to be treated like humans, where you are not allowed to even have a chat around what you think probably belongs to you. I picked up this video to start with, before we get fully into it. It is during the time of closed borders. For those of you who probably don't have an idea that you are living in two Nigerias, when they say there are many Nigerias, there are many. And indeed, you are living in one of them. And one of them is the fact that when they talk about Nigeria and the sheer misery and the sheer, shared unfortunateness, right? They want you to adjust because you are footing whatever they live on today. You are footing and feeding them. They are destroying us, and they kept their borders opened. They didn't open the borders for just smugglers. They opened the borders for terrorists. And today, everyone is now running for safety, calling for self-defense. Let's start with this first.
Allah very. Oh, hey. Allah very. An dauka. La dauke. Ana wula kai.
Now, that is the porous border in the north. That's an example of what it looks like. In southern Nigeria, you see that hundreds of bags of rice that they are moving, right? That's what they do every day. All right. Now, in southern Nigeria, every time you read the news about the custom, they go into people's homes, they go into people's shops, ask them, they're asking them, where did they get the imported rice from? So many people have lost their lives in Ogun State in the hands of the Nigerian custom. That is the situation we have found ourselves. Now, they have not just destroyed that Nigeria. Nigeria has become a failed state. And every time you, as a Yoruba man or as a Biafran, try to find an excuse to probably live in denial of the reality, create your own reality. That is what we call that alternative reality that doesn't really exist. When you take yourself out of the real one and you put yourself in another one, like a trance, something that makes you feel like it's not that bad. It is worse. And if there's anything to describe it, maybe I can explain that as we go further. Now, here is the deal. Nigeria, these guys, I wanted to make the title of this broadcast like they came to loot, to kill, and to divide. And if you look at all they have been doing, right, it's all everything is pointing towards they came to loot, they came to kill, and they came to divide. The last part they have to do is to divide everyone, divide the country. They've divided everybody anyway. As we speak, they are doing everything humanly possible, right, to further wreck that your naira with borrowings. Now, by the time you get to the end of this year and you are exchanging a pound for 1,000 naira, right, and more people are declared jobless, unemployed, right, and the inflation, which is actually the food inflation that grows every day, yeah, then you will come back to that reality of what an opportunity we are missing. Only if everybody can just come together and realize that, listen, we will mourn, we will talk, we will cry, we will do all of these things. They will push us to react until that reaction comes. And when that reaction comes, be objective. Know what you are looking for, what you are asking for. Oduduwa Republic, that everyone is, well, you know, Yorubas are not ready for it, or Yorubas are not ready. As everyone is debating, it will come to that reality when you, as a Yoruba son or Yoruba daughter, whoever you are, wherever you are, realizes the opportunity being missed for still being part of Nigeria every day. Now, something happened after they discovered that this guy have been stealing, just like everywhere. Not that because they're going to punish her. No, forget it. So they replaced her with another person who has also been working with her, another, Fulani, to replace her and be in charge of that money generated from Apapa Wharf. From Apapa, the NPA. Right? 165 billion. Then people are pointing, they said, why are you surprised? She works for El Rufai in Kaduna. And those of us who will talk about this all the time, Yorubas, we keep pointing at that and like, are there nobody? Are there no one, at least among this political crook in Yoruba land, who can at least sit back for once and think of what a wasted opportunity it is for us that 22 years after democracy, we are still living in squalor. Our people are still they are still battling poverty, extreme poverty, right? And yet we watch these thieves, these looters who call you and call all the southern, they call us infidels, they call us criminals, yet they steal from the land, they loot from the land, and they flaunt it on our faces. The other day I was reading where they said Sultan of Sokoto has about 23 oil blocks. Well, that's just a tip. 99% of oil blocks in Niger Delta. That's why I'm not really so mad. Among other things they've done to Yoruba land, underdeveloped Yoruba land, yeah, and kept our people poor. One thing I'm still pretty much a bit kind of happier about is the fact that look at what they have done to the people of Niger Delta and their land. Right? Destroyed everything, environmental destruction, that even the oil that should replace what they've taken away from them, their natural ecosystem, yeah? That oil is owned, 99% of it is owned by the Sokoto Caliphate and their friends. And when you look at it, you ask yourself, that's actually one of the reasons why they want to keep one Nigeria. But in Yoruba land, where we also have this oil in abundance, at least in today's Nigeria, they gave us 6 states. Everybody will say, what about Kwara? What about Kwara? You know, Kwara is contentious. And I don't always want to dabble into that. However, we have 6 official. Out of these 6 states, you have about 4 of them that have everything that makes an average Fulani terrorist greedy. Because that's what I see. The greed of what the South is giving. So Yoruba land can survive if that is exactly what those criminals in Yoruba land are also looking forward to when they talk about becoming president again in 2023. If it's about the Niger Delta oil, with what they have done to them, is what these criminals are looking up to, then you, as a young Yoruba sons and daughters, can you look inward? Because you know one thing they say in Yoruba land, our greatest and the biggest, the most massive resources, they are not the oil, the crude oil, the amount of crude oil we have. It's not the amount of gold we have, not amount of gas we have, not amount of green areas we have. You know what I'm talking about? Our greatest resources is in our people, in us, the younger generation. The people who are now out of idea, who are so greedy and selfish that they are so blinded with their greed or by their greed, right? They are also looking into getting into competition with Fulanis and the lazy Fulani elite who have been sold over. They have drank the Niger Delta oil, that they have become so drunk on the black gold that they have lost their minds. So if our own wannabe Fulani Yoruba terrorists who also want to go and taste that, or better still, just want to live free, rent-free, like the Fulani terrorists in power, maybe you as a young person should look beyond that oil. They are raping us, stealing from us, and daring us. And they are not doing it, not because they have that, they don't have anything to fight us, but because they have already conquered those who were supposed to be speaking for us. And it was simply because of their greed. Then should you continue to hope on such people? Nigeria is broken, completely broken. It was Amaechi who raised the alarm. And I'm going to read it for the sake of this conversation today. Watch your screen. This might be so tiny, but I'll try to read it out as much as possible. Right. This is the investigation they opened on the Nigerian Port Authority, NPA. There has never been any Yoruba man, even though Nigerian Port Authority they are talking about, Apapa where they make most of the money, right? No Yoruba man has a clue what they are making there. And it is only what they declare that you'll find there, right? No Yoruba man is allowed there. Our land, where we have no say, not to talk of us telling the whole country that if you don't want us to control our seaports, right, then everybody should go and open their seaport in their own different regions. That should be our demand, not us feeding the North. Why? Even upon that, they continue to send terrorists down to the South. I'm talking about their elite after burning down their own region. Do you get that now? This is the investigation they launched sometimes in March. Don't think this is for good, though. It's actually another game, too. Amaechi brought in his own money launderer when he was the speaker, the governor of Rivers State, and now the minister of transportation. They replaced the Bring Back Our Girls woman with another stooge. But because this one, they said Amaechi is comfortable in forwarding the name of another Fulani, Buhari will be fine with it. Everybody, the Kaba will be okay with it. In fact, sending the name of a man will do the job. As long as they can get their man in, and the next 2 years will be Amaechi's bazaar. But here is what Amaechi sent to the presidency that led to the sack of Mrs. Ajia, Bring Back Our Girls, Hadiza, they call her. It has been, the headline is, this was written sometimes in March, okay? And the headline there was that remittance of operating surplus to the Consolidated Revenue Fund account, CRF or whatever, by the Nigerian Port Authority from 2016 to date. Since 2016, God knows how many trillions these guys have stolen, and you will never know. And boy, I can tell you, the lives that trillion can change or could have changed in the last 22 years if those who are speaking or representing Yorubas calling themselves governors and all of them, if they have indeed been representing Yoruba, but because they have not, right? Now, said it has been observed from the record submitted by the Budget Office of the Federation that the yearly remittance of operating surpluses to the Nigerian Port Authority from year 2016 to 2020 has been far short of the amount due for actual maintenance. See tables attached. In view of the above, I wish to suggest that the financial account of the activities of the Nigerian Port Authority be investigated for the period 2016 to 2020. Right. Then what's that again? All right, I can't say that. I'm sorry. But it said that to ascertain, let me say, yeah, to ascertain the true financial position and the outstanding unremitted balance of 165 billion 620 million 960,697 naira only. That's the money Hadiza they finally traced to her. But it's not because it's not just that. It is simply just to replace her with another Stichi that is going to do their bidding while they continue to rape us in Yoruba land, while our children continue to go to schools that are in dilapidated buildings, while our women are dying of childbirth when they are in labor, why our aged have no access to real health care, why pensioners are unable to be paid, why roads are not really constructed, why everywhere is in tatters. You know what I'm talking about? This is why all these leakages, all these loopholes were opened on the Yoruba people. And don't let anybody tell you that because Nigeria is your country. Nigeria is not your country. Don't be deceived about that. It's a complete lie that has been taken too far. You get that now? Your country will not treat you that way. Your country will not treat the children that way. 22 years of democracy. And here we are, still talking about this. For 22 years, Yorubas could have built our own power supply. We could have built uninterrupted power supply in Yoruba land. Let me tell you something. I was doing a research sometimes ago. And, my usual, it was actually way back, sometimes in about 2014, 2015. I was doing a research about, let's check what it takes to power a city. Or let me say what it takes to power a home, power a city, or power a state, or even a country, right? Yorubas have areas that covers about 6 states, right? And these areas have at least a minimum of over 55 million people. Now, what does that tell us economically in an economy that has working electricity? And I ask myself that if those who have been representing Yoruba land since 1999, if they genuinely were representing Yoruba land and not representing Nigeria, they would probably have come together, right? And realized, because I did that online myself, and I found that if Yoruba land wants to be economically viable, all it will take us is first, turn on the light. Let there be light. Uninterrupted power supply. People will create the economy. Then put together policies that actually help the common man and those who are interested in small businesses, not politics or this Bambi Allah politics they are doing. Empowerment, palliative, all this nonsense were introduced to Yoruba land to make all of us subjective, beggarly, and dependent on them. That's what they did. And I found out that the entire Yoruba land needs not more than 20,000 megawatt of electricity. Honestly speaking, with 20,000 megawatt of electricity, Yoruba land will power every home, every industry, every school, every hospital, and everywhere that should be powered. But because Yoruba is part of Nigeria, they call something national grid. They made a policy. They said, if you generate electricity, you have to put it into the national grid. You will sell it. They call it sell it. So when you sell it to us, then we can then channel the light to anywhere. And what does that mean? And as it has been from the time immemorial, national grid is just to serve the northern Nigeria. The northern governors who fail to come together and put their resources together, like other governors in other part of Nigeria, Yoruba governors joined them. For 22 years, there was no single one of them who could at least convince the rest and say, listen, guys, if Nigeria is not going to develop, we owe it a duty to our own people, with the little resources we have, to fight for them. And they could have, do you know that they could have put resources together? And at that time, in 2014, 2015, I actually put my estimate together, plus or minus. If you want to generate 1,000 megawatt of electricity with $1.5 million to $2 million, you will be able to generate something close to that. But that was way back. But let's just rough everything together and say, okay, 1,000, let's even say 100 million naira for 1,000, $1 million for 1,000 megawatts. Now, $100 million times 40. Times 20. Shouldn't that be somewhere around $2 billion? Are you telling me that in the last 22 years, that there is no one within Yoruba land for 22 years, PDP, APC, senators, reps, and all of that, right? That could at least do that. They didn't do it, oh. I'm just saying that if somebody like me could just feel like, okay, if you are fighting for Yoruba people and you are trapped in Nigeria and you have the executive power, fake or real, can you at least pull your forces together for the sake of the Yoruba people if Nigeria won't develop? I've never seen anything like that. And listen, it's not because they have tried it and they told them not to do it. Oh, they just never do it because it is better as Nigeria is right now. They can continue to tell you to pray. Pray to God. My friend, pray to God. The problem is everywhere. Are you telling me that we've never seen close to $2 billion in the last 22 years in Yoruba land to generate at least 20,000 megawatt of electricity? The resources needed to do all of this are so much en masse in Yoruba land. Gas alone can generate more than 5,000 megawatt of electricity in Yoruba land and power every home. Now, these are the random thoughts that I personally felt like, then if people have not done anything like that, then it is deliberate. So people who couldn't think that, why do you think they would care how much money they are making from Apapa Wharf? Why would they care about how much NPA is making? Why would they care how much Nigerian immigration is making at Muritala Airport? Why would they care? And meanwhile, every month, they have to go to Abuja to go and beg for money. Now they are printing money to pay them. And Yorubas are still trapped in that place. We are still trapped. And when you say something, they will say, Rome is not built in a day. Rome was not built in a day. If Rome was not built in a day, were those who were building Rome back then, were they looting Rome? Now we have richest politicians and the poorest citizens. So how sad is that? So it's all about, it is a rent-seeking society. And you, as a Yoruba man or woman, right? Even if you probably not directly affected. But you see, what these criminals are projecting for us, undermining our capacity, our capabilities, telling us that we are not good enough. That's what they are telling us. When you tell them that you deserve better, and they are telling you that, my friend, shut up. Do you think it's easy? They are telling you that you're not smart enough. Do you know that's exactly what the likes of Tifnumbu, Fashola, and the rest of them, do you know that's what they are actually telling us? Every time they face us, and their ways are disguising, telling us how Nigeria will do this, Nigeria will still be that, Nigeria will still be that. Do you know what they're actually telling us is that we are not smart? We are so dumb to even think that we can have it better when they are trying to save us. They are helping us. 22 years, if not because of them. Maybe me and you will be begging to eat right now. Is that not what they are telling us? You will see some humbled slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated morons. And they will tell you, if not because of Tinubu, if not because Tinubu is speaking for Yoruba, by now we would have become slaves. And you are like, what are they talking about? So has it gone that bad that psychologically those who have been enslaved, they don't see themselves as slaves? In a country where electricity is a luxury, where living in a home, in a house, is a prayer answered to millions of us. 22 years, you have your graduates roaming the streets because the economy is ruined. Then the politicians are saying, why don't you go and create job? Why don't you go and create something? Don't think about what your country will give to you. Think about what you can do for your country. Yet, the criminals are taken because all they care about is what the country is giving to them. When you tell them that you want something better, they tell you that you are asking for war. That is why they are killing and killing in Orlu as we speak right now. Many innocent people have been killed in Orlu. And you ask yourself, why do we have to continue to share in this misery? What is that light at the end of the dark tunnel they are telling you about? Who told you will come out of the dark tunnel? If you continue to wait and be killed, slaughtered, are you going to swim in the blood of others to get to that light at the end of the tunnel? I don't understand. Every day, they destroy every fabric of that place. Every day. There is no coming back from this. Are you saying you are going to go and look for one Peter Obi to come and help us beg the whole world to forgive Nigeria of 120 or what? God knows how many. We don't even know how much debt they are going to leave you with. Now that you don't even have an idea of how much money they have printed. Imagine people printing money because nobody will borrow them money again. They have asked you to pay tax, pay this. They have squeezed you, squeezed everything. Businesses are folding up. Taxes that they should be getting are reducing, despite them increasing the tax here and there. Picking your pockets at every opportunity, every corner. It's not enough. They continue to sell the crude oil. The money is not enough. They were borrowing money from left, right, and center. It's not enough. So tell me, how do you think you're going to come back from this? How? That somebody is just going to come and all of a sudden, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Like, all of a sudden, everything will just, boom, Fulani terrorists will just disappear. Everything will just be, Who is telling you that? When has he ever, been better? You woke up dead terrorist who walked with another dead terrorist Abacha. Now you have all the Abacha boys who had stolen. They had so much money. Now they claim their money. Now they are politicians. Money laundering here and there. Terrorists, hunting people down, genocide, killings, using military to kill civilians. Now it's on the high rise, and they are telling you that this storm will soon be over. We are sharing in the whole thing. And when you see people ask you that don't join them for 2023, it is a setup. You are just perfecting your own funeral. Completely gone. Imagine if Yoruba land is a country and we are on our own. We have policies that can shape lives directly. That starts from the people's involvement in the formation of their own country. The likes of Obasanjo and co, they were talking about minorities. There is no minority anywhere. All that matters is the interest. What are the interests of the Egba people to be part of Yoruba nation? What are the interests of the Oyo people, the Ijebu people, and everybody from everywhere? Sorry if I don't mention yours, because I don't want to mix them up. And that is where that sovereign conference, a sovereign, they call it independence conference. You call it twice. The first one, every nationality that covers every part of what is today's Nigeria, and those who wants to be on their own, and those who wants to hold Nigeria. All you have to do is that there will be a conference where everybody will meet and drop their memorandum. Do you want to be part? Do you want us to form a bigger, larger country as Southerners with Middle Belters, or make everybody just find their own level? And where do you want to belong to in this whole imagine new countries? Memorandum of understanding, memorandum of they call it there's something they call it article of independence. How do they write article of independence? By bringing together and acknowledging all nationalities that are part of that geographical area who want to agree to come together on your own terms. We are going to be part of Yoruba land as Ijebu people. These are our own memorandum of reason why we can be part of Yoruba land, Yoruba nation as Ijebu people. These are who we are. And because, you know why we won't have any problem? Many of the regions who are asking for the breakup of Nigeria today, they all have a lot in common. Now politicians, they divide us. Do you get that now? And what is that? When you have a common language, similar language, when you have the common culture, whether it is cross-culture or cross-cultural relationship or through marriage and all of that, right? Because you see those they call the minorities, they are not minorities. They are cousins. We know everybody is cousins, nephews. You know what I mean? We are cousins. All we need to form a country is to acknowledge the interest of everybody. That is the opportunity that Nigeria denied everybody. There was no time. They called the Igbos, they called the BBOs, the Efiks, the TVs, the Yorubas, the Egbas. There was never a time they called the Awusas or Fulanis, the Jukuns, the Kanuris. There was never a time they called them. They didn't call all of us to say, okay, we want to form a country. What do you think? Do you want to be part of it? There was never a time. You know the story. I know the story. And that's what they don't want us to to change. How do you form a country? Let those who are interested join. Those who don't want to join Biafra, they can tell you, no, we don't want to be part of, leave us alone. Your memorandum of association, your own memorandum of understanding you're going to submit, it's exactly what will tell us if you want to be part of it or not. And if you are going to be part of it, under what condition? For your people, protection, citizenship, all of these things will be detailed in that, what you call the Article of Independence. And on that declaration, that everybody will call themselves one nation, one country. There's no arrangement like that in Nigeria. So where did you get that Nigeria from? That some people put the name together, an idea, and some people got themselves guns, machine guns, and bomb to force it to remain together. And you want to continue to propagate that. Now, that you want to keep propagating is no longer guaranteed a safety for your own children. If you escape, can your generation coming after you escape it? So don't let anybody scare you away. Is it not going to be Obasanjo and co that are going to be ruling Oduduwa nation? Don't be naive. Come on. Show some level of education. Okay? Forming a country is not a joke. And with the way the Ilana Yoruba, Ishokon Yoruba, and every other group working around the clock to bring this, not just the awareness, but to push this, this reaching out to every other, groups, ethnic nationalities, not just in Yoruba land, but even outside Yoruba land, because we share the same thing in common. It is under that arrangement. The Biafrans, that's what I expect to happen too. Okay? Nobody will be forced to be part of Biafra. Nobody should be forced to be part of any country. That's exactly what we are talking about. Nobody should be forced to be part of anything. The option to have, that option, that right of choice should never even be debated or discussed. Nobody should even say it on their behalf. I can speak, my wife comes from Anioma, I can speak for the people of Anioma. My brother, you can't. That is what it is called inclusion. So that nobody will say, they forced us into it, and you can't use gun to force people to be part of a country they don't want to be part of. There are countries all over the world that the population of their people are no more than 500,000 people. But where you have barbarians, terrorists, freeloaders, jobless, lazy, unproductive elements who are living off the free money they get from the poor, they will tell you, coming together to discuss, do you want to be part of Yoruba land? Yes, we want to be part of Yoruba land. But before we become part of Yoruba land, these are our own demands to be part of that country. You see, this is our land. We know they do one Yoruba land idea that will say, then one day somebody will just come and that person will say, we are allocating, your land belongs to government. No. We want it to be included in that article of independence that Ondo land, Akure land, Akoko land, Ijebu land, Egba land, Ibarakpa land belong to the Ibarakpa people. Every land from where you come from belongs to your people. Whatever you choose to worship is your religion, and it must be stated in that book before we become part of that country. What type of government do you want to run? Now, okay, write that out. Do you all agree that this is the type of governance we want in Oduduwa Republic? Everybody will say, no, we know this one, we will not agree. Now that one, then you put it into a vote until you put together what is called Article of Independence. And you know what is called Article of Independence? It is the detailed document that explains everybody that is part of that country. So if any part violates any part, it will be stated there that it can be war. How do we defend Yoruba land? We want the type of government we are running. I'm telling you how things can be put together, and they are being put together as we speak. And very soon, many young Yorubas, they will have an idea of the Oduduwa Republic they want. And they will begin to question it. They will begin to also chip in their own idea. And very soon, when it becomes the general thing, and they begin to see what they are losing and missing out for being part of Nigeria, for being told to be their brother's keeper, they said, don't worry, we are all one. We need to depend, we need one another. It's true. Humanity needs one another. Do you get that now? But we can be very, very good neighbors. If they, as we speak today, we are all still going to be on the continent of Africa, even when we have all our own countries. Do you get that now? And we can still be pretty much very, very good neighbor. Now, when you talk about the security architectures, right? It simply means Yorubas can decide that every region in Yoruba land, they have their own different security outfits and they have their own law that guide those places. So if you are traveling from one place to another, understand where you are going to. This is Yoruba land, of course. But if you get to that side, if you violate their law, they will deal with you in that place. There is nothing like a one Yoruba land. That is one person will sit somewhere and be giving command to everybody. There's nothing like that. We can build a society like that. Do you know? So those who are telling you that Tinubu and Co are going to come and rule Yoruba land, they are going to rule Oduduwa, they are just being naive. And it is due to the poor education that they have fed us with in that country. And that is the reason why Oduduwa Republic is important. The ignorance of the generation you see today is so alarming and so heartbreaking that you can only imagine what it's going to be for the generation, the next 2-3 generations coming after them. You can just forget it. They won't control anywhere. They will not have that chance. They will not have that say. But today's Nigeria, the way Nigeria is being programmed today, an average Yoruba man and woman, sons and daughters, believe that you need that money. You need to be like that powerful Tifnumbu. You need to be like powerful Obasanjo. You need to be. These are powerless people. How can you be powerful when your people are powerless? Where did you get that power from? Is that not a borrowed power? Where are the likes of Obasanjo, Tifnumbus and Co? Where are they getting? Where is that power to stop the killings of the Yorubas right now? Where is that power? They are appealing, negotiating with terrorists. So don't let anybody tell you that when they talk about Oduduwa Republic, Yoruba nation, or they are talking about Biafra Republic, it's not going to be a barbarian, the barbarian society like you have in Nigeria, where anything and everything goes. Everybody will have to be part of. I don't understand a country where people will say, oh, we have fought for the country, now it's the country here. Everybody is involved in an independent struggle if they know what they are fighting for, what they want. And that is exactly what is still missing in Yoruba land right now. Average Yoruba sons and daughters don't have a clue. These young people, they don't have a clue. Even the old ones, many of them don't have a clue. That is why we have to continue to talk, continue to tell them, you deserve better. And when I say better, until you give it, there is no other country that you are going to get out of Nigeria, right? That is ever going to be as worse as Nigeria. You have been rigged against. The system is rigged against you. The impunity, the nepotism, the corruption, the underdevelopment, the genocide and all those things going on. They are the rigged system against you. How are you going to wriggle through it? Or wriggle yourself through? I don't know. Ask those who have tried. They died when Nigeria happened to them. You don't want Nigeria to happen to you when it's already happening to you. No, you don't. Thank you so much. I'm going to see, let's see, Moses Abe. Thanks for your super sticker. I saw the other one earlier, but I think I missed that. Anyway, sorry if I probably missed your super sticker. I hope I don't miss it next time. Thank you very much. You can have the best educational system in Yoruba land with the best facilities, not all this cosmetic, ultra-modern nonsense they are all bragging to be building. Yeah, you can have a well-organized, well-built housing system. The only way you can do it, there's no magic, there's no prayer that can give that. If your resources are not being used for you, then it is being used for someone else. Then find out, now that you found out who they are using your resources for, the ability to utilize your own resources for the development of your own people. In Scotland here, right? We are in the northern part of the UK, all right? So Scotland has oil in Aberdeen, right? Scotland also makes use of the wind. If you want to see where wind they come Scotland, I'm talking about wind. Now we have windmills everywhere that are also generating electricity for the bigger part of Scotland, where we have farms, where they are giving us all these dairies and all of that, creating jobs. These are so many other areas that Yorubas can tap into. But you see this crop of politicians we have now, they can never make that happen. They are drunk on the free money, free life, and the comfort they have managed to steal from you while you go through hell. And at this point, it is easier to let everybody know that they can have it better, but it's not going to be handed to them like, take on a platter. No. You must demand for it. And when you demand for it, you must mean it. And that is where we have found ourselves today, right? And it is so unfortunate that those who are going to be running heads over heels for these politicians for 2023, they are the young people I'm talking about today. Everything ends in BLLB, Bushelo, Loshebo. This is the same thing every year. And they say it's only mad people. It's only if you are a mad person. If you have mental health problem that is really, really chronic, that is why you will be doing same thing again and again and again. And then you'll be expecting a different result, right? People say it's because of the weaponized poverty. I understand, but we mustn't always blame it on poverty. There are some selected stupidity too. There are those that will tell you because Nigeria has psychologically destroyed them when they don't even know. Nigeria has psychologically damaged them. They never see any better or reasonable life for any multitude in that place. They would rather say, Baba, just pray for yourself. Make your own life just better. Nigeria, I no feel better again. If me self see opportunity, I go loot, I go do everything. That is what Nigeria has done to them. And they are in their millions. They are the problem we are facing. And we won't stop. At least, not now. Not now that many of them are now realizing that except they do us change this, they are doomed for life. And I was also looking around today where a report on the incursion using Dangote truck to ferry some of these aliens to different part of southern Nigeria. Some people also said these guys, apart from using the military helicopter, using the military trucks to ferry weapons for terrorists, the Dangote trucks have been used many times. And true to it, Dangote trucks have been caught many times with either smuggling Fulani terrorists to eastern Nigeria, people who have nowhere they are really going. But Dangote truck will carry hundreds of them, right, every day. And they will take them to southern Nigeria, east, and they will dump them in Lagos, dump them in Ibadan, dump them in Enugu, dump them in Abia, dump them wherever they can dump them. And they said, just move. This happened, and it's on record. Maybe you should watch.
They can't send assault to my carry. Huh? When I hide, they send assault to say the company. They can't send assault to my carry. Huh? When I hide, they send assault to say the company. Hey! And this is the kind of things we have.
And they carry this tablet cover them.
If not for the social efforts,
police, neighborhood, the civil defense, and us, we would not have captured this very moment. And we approached them, the driver said that they were carrying salt. I think this thing should be... Come down. No.
if they come in, I was...
Let them come back. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Close down now.
Close down.
One of your men. Not one, even two of them. Let them lead them. Now, you know the funny thing is that when they ask them what they are carrying, joy is not the case, but someone needs to help.
Hey, what is that?
And that's how they transport them every day. For those they caught, they will have to free them. There's nothing they can do to them. No search, no nothing. Just move them in a place. Last week, we were told that, well, over 5,000 or thereabout of Fulanis, Hausa Fulani, they call them, arrived in Ondo. And they arrived at a military barracks in Ondo. And when the people started seeing them, they said they came because the barracks didn't open their gates. So they were outside, a lot of them. And they said they came for a military training. When they asked the barrack, they said they are not aware of them or any training going on. Right? Meanwhile, they are bringing them in, giving them military weapons, military uniforms, and they are just, sending them to wherever they want them to go to. Yesterday, or in fact, it was this morning, the Ondo State governor ordered all the Ondo people, if you have gun in Ondo State, go and submit it to the police. That order came out today. They are about to start something that they have been working on for a while. What they have been working on in the past 6 years was on how to, in fact, subjugate every one of us in every part of the southern Nigeria. And you might think this is a coincidence. It is not. What they are doing to the Biafrans, to the Igbos today, is being a work in progress. Now, they have reached that stage of declaring that genocide, and they don't care anymore. That's what they will do in Yoruba land. The governors of Yoruba land will begin to echo, go and hand over your gun, go and give your gun to police. You need to hand over, we need to disarm. But you will never, ever see these terrorists in northern Nigeria disarm any of their terrorists. They will take a picture, right? They will say, this one is a repentant terrorist. They will take his picture, take picture of guns, give the guns back to him, tell him to continue his business, and they will be getting back to him. Now they are now saying, that's what they did in Benue, right? Before they started killing in Benue, before they started killing in southern Kaduna, their state governors, made them hand over their weapon. This autumn that is now everywhere, that everybody says, thank God for autumn. Autumn is picking up. It's great. But the same autumn supervised the disarmament of his own people when he first became that governor there, when he joined this APC, to to become the governor before he went back to his PDP. Now, after realizing that disarming his own people was an error, he decided to parley with this guy they later killed. I can't remember his name right now. Right? He decided to just bring him back and say, you know what? You were the only one who didn't disarm yourself when we were doing disarmament and we declared you a kidnapper. We need you to come back and help us fight Fulani terrorists. The day the guy was going to hand over his weapon to say he's accepted the amnesty with autumn, an arrangement of forgiveness, Nigerian army grabbed him. They killed him. Ghana. His name is Ghana. So the same thing is what they are doing in Yoruba land. They are asking us to hand over our guns. When people are asking them to give guns to the young people who are ready to defend and face this Fulani terrorists, people are asking them, and they are disguising, the ways are disguising. They gave us Amotekun that can only back, but can never bite. And they will say, hey, you go and commit crime now all day. They are kidnapping people in Yoruba land every day. Where are the Amotekuns? The other day, you will see them, the governors. They will dress like this circus, these circus clowns. Amotekun, this red and that. They will take pictures. They will brag. Yet every day, our people are still being killed, kidnapped, and you haven't seen where Amotekun really staged. The only place they staged a real flush out was in Ibadan. I mean, it was in Oyo State government in Ibarapa, and it didn't last 24 hours before they denied that they raided the terrorists. They said, no, it wasn't the terrorists. It was something else. And today, they have not done it again. Ibarapa land is now under siege as you are watching this video. Now they are disarming us. Ondo State governor said they should disarm us. 5,000 jihadists arrived at a barrack in Ondo, and they said they came for a training that is a training that never exists. Ondo State government raised the alarm, but when they called him from Abuja, he quickly behaved. He issued another statement. If you have gone in Ondo State, go and hand it over to the police. That are the people representing us. There's another way in the National Assembly.
And that's why I'm citing the issue of what I've seen the minority leader in the Senate have done, with all of them sitting behind him. Ordinarily, for failing to produce Kani Namdi, he should be in prison, just like Ndume was taken to prison. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I would disturb people point of another privilege.
Mr. Speaker, ordinarily, for Deputy Speaker not being able to produce Shekaru, go to thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes. Mr. Speaker, I come under privilege. The man that is mentioned is my senator. There's a judicial decision on this. Are we trying to arrogate ourselves judicial powers as to when you can produce someone who is on bail? It was canvassed up to appeal. Is there an offense to bail somebody? If you bail somebody, you produce him subject to there's no interference. The last contact the man in question had was with the military. The senator to bail, the man was coming to court regularly. The senator didn't default. He was called to show cause, and he showed cause successfully. Why is it a point of reference in the parliament? That's a breach of my privilege.
Malamala. Mo bojú ayé o ayé ṣá malamala. Mo máa bojú ọ̀run òkùnkùn ló ṣubúlẹ̀. Mo máa bojú ọ̀run òkùnkùn ló ṣubúlẹ̀. Mo ní ẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ yìí o. Kí ni dé sí Yorùbá o ọmọ aráyé? Kí ni ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Yorùbá o ọmọ Oòduà o? Yéyéyéyéyéyé àwa máa ṣe hùn ọ̀rọ̀ là ń bẹ. Yorùbá ń ṣera wọn nítorí owó. Yorùbá ń jìra wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ nítorí ipò. Wọ́n gbẹ̀mí fáláre, wọ́n gbáre pẹ́lẹ́bí. Wọ́n kò lè kó wájà, wọ́n tún kó lóko wá mú. Ọgbọ́n tí wọ́n gbọ́n ló gbé wọn délé ọlá. Ọgbọ́n náà ló tún padà wá sí lé wọn mọ́lẹ̀ o. Àwọn tí wọ́n ti ń ṣọ̀gá lọ́jọ́ tó ti pẹ́. Tún padà wá dẹni à ń fọwọ́ ti sẹ́yìn o. Yóò Yorùbá yoyoyo bí iná alẹ́. Yorùbá rúrúrú bí omi òkun. Yorùbá bàbá ni bàbá ń ṣe. Yóò Yorùbá ronú o.
Yorùbá sọra wọn di bọ́ọ̀lù fáráyé gbá.
Ọba gbá wọn sókè, wọ́n tún gbá wọn sísàlẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yà tí ó ti kéré tẹ́lẹ̀ ni wọ́n gé kúrú. Àwọn tí àìfẹ́jọ́ tún ti dẹni àtijọ́ Yorùbá jókòó sílẹ̀ rẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ wọn fọwọ́ lọ́wọ́. Bí àgùntàn tí abọ́ rẹ̀ ń bò ìṣàyíyẹ o.
Yorùbá ronú o. They are defending terrorists and asking those who are asking them to defend Nigerians, to defend the people. They are asking their court, or let me say their policemen, to go and arrest Abaribe. Meanwhile, in Yobe State governor, now he's been living in Abuja since he became governor, the Yobe State governor. Okay, this is somewhere in Yobe State. Watch. I hope you saw those faces. Those are the Boko Haram in Yobe State. They were mingling with the locals. They were telling them that we now control all these places, okay? You are all safe. You are not infidels. So as long as you obey our rules, and they are always on the bike, everywhere they go to. That is why whenever they are ready to overrun Lagos, all they have to do is just tell all those their Okada riders who have their guns and their machete, everything they need to operate, and they will bring down Lagos within just a day. All of you, the Defend Lagos team, the Lagos Abobaku, some of you, na Ekpe, by leg, Ekpe, now from Ekpe you enter probably Benin Republic. Some of you will have to go and swim through the ocean. You see that Akinolu Oba Lagoon, when they unleashed their terror in Lagos, even Akinolu himself, if he can't swim, he better start learning it. You see what happened to his palace will be a child's play with what these guys can do. And once they come, even when they are coming, you will be probably wishing that you should live to tell the story. And that's what it is in Nigeria now. In many, many parts of the northern Nigeria, that is what it is. When we talk about terrorists, they are not living in the Sambisa forest. Too. Don't let anybody lie to you. Okay? These guys they are taking over territories. They are taking over local government areas. Are you with me? They are making people bow for their own style of Allah. No joke. People are paying taxes to them. What are you even talking about when state government are paying taxes to them? Some of these states, Sokoto, Yobe, Niger, where else again? Bauchi, I think, where else again? Borno is the epicenter, the capital. All their government have ceded some areas. They're like, you know what? If they are doing campaign, they don't go there anymore. Because some of you don't even know where Nigeria reach or where you know reach. Since they are saying northern Nigeria is the biggest, you have no idea. So they don't care. There are so many vast lands in northern Nigeria that are no longer under the control of Nigerian government as we speak today. They are now being controlled by the terrorists. People are living there. People are living like normal life, like me and you now. They go to farm, they do everything. They pay tax to the local authority. Who is the local authority? Boko Haram, ISWAP, bandit. That's what they are bringing to the south. And to them, according to them, we are just noise makers, loud mouth. We'll kill everybody, we'll shoot all of you. Do you get what I mean now? It's like, forget it. They can make mouth, they can shout. Let them shout. Once we are ready, we are just waiting for the order. So when the governor says, go and hand over your gun, please don't hand over your gun. Don't listen to them. As they are asking you to hand over your gun to the police, their police and their military are giving guns to the terrorists to come around. And then what do we get? We have to deal with bodies of our own people that shouldn't die, but they are going to be killed anyway. So don't hand over your weapons, don't hand over your guns to any goddamn police as a Yoruba people. I'm going to do a live video on Sunday, and this is going to be my topic. Don't hand over your gun. If any governor or any government in Yoruba land asks you any scheme or anything, don't ever hand over your weapons to them. That's what they did to them in Benue. It no go happen. It no go happen. It no go happen. It no go happen. We'll be reading it in the news. They have killed 100 people in this place. They have killed 50 people in that place. Because some of you are not prepared for this, so but it's going to get to that place. The other day I was telling you about my worst fear if they say they have kidnapped school children in southern Nigeria, for example. And that happened between Okigwe and Oturu, between Imo State and Abia State students. Abia State University students who were coming back from Okigwe got kidnapped. It's been 2 days now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been almost live every minute, giving direction, giving this, and they have managed to even locate where they are. Can you believe that? But that has happened. I told you. It's part of my worst fear. And it hasn't really happened yet. This is just a tip. You're going to wake up one day and you're going to see the news. 40 children kidnapped in a school. A college of education attacked in this place or that, in southern Nigeria. It can be in Igbo land, it can be in Yoruba land. Don't rule it out. This one just happened about 48 hours ago. Those they kidnapped. They are now, their media are calling those kidnappers, they are calling them unknown gunmen. There's a series I did here 2-3 days ago. And I told you, I said, their media is working with them. The media in Nigeria, they deliberately called the Boko Haram terrorists, they continue to call them bandits in northern Nigeria. And in eastern Nigeria, they are calling them unknown gunmen, but they are still the Fulani terrorists. In Yoruba land, they are calling them Fulani Asmen. It is the same terrorist Boko Haram. It is their media. And now they have told us that unknown gunmen kidnapped. They don't even know the numbers of those kidnapped as we speak. No idea. And they march them into the forest. People say, Maiyegun, don't pray for that. I've told you, forget about this your mentality about are you praying for this? Nobody, no prayer will break Nigeria. No prayer will save Nigeria. Nigeria will break up because of what Nigeria has become today. That is not going to be just prayer to stop it or prayer to break it. Forget that thing. Are you wishing this to happen? It's not a wish. Just think. When your government sponsored and protect terrorists. So who says you have control over the type of crime they will commit and how far they can go? We have seen worse. And it is not starting yet. We brag about it. We're educated people. It's such a shame. What is that our education all about now? Oh, Fulani man is not educated. And you are not ashamed at the same time to say Tifnumbu is educated. Or Shimbajo is educated. These guys are educated. And they are working for an illiterate Megad that they have no say. They have to do yes, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. No matter what their idea, the education, all this education we talk about, all this exposure we talk about, all this go school, go school, go school, go school. Buhari no go school. Osinbajo be deputy. Is just a diaper changer for Buhari now. So where does that take us? Our education is to speak grammar, to defend the illiterates, while we watch our people suffer in squalor. Do you get that now? So it's a shame for us to continue to say Fulanis are not educated. They are not educated. Then some idiot will tell you, but Fulani are very smart in politics. Who told you they are smart? Is it because we were raised not to hold guns? They raised them to continue to hold guns and kill in whatever name they believe in. Is it because we're not raised that way? That's why you think they know politics. You let us carry gun now. Let AK-47 become our own kuli-kuli. 6 for 2 naira. And let those criminal politicians who are buying guns for their own political thugs. We are, either way, we are just so unlucky. Our politicians are buying guns, bullets, ammunitions, and all that. AK-47 for political criminals, just to go and steal election boxes for them. Now, Fulani terrorists are killing us in Yoruba land. And the same politicians who spend so much money to import and smuggling AK-47 guns. There are many of them, all these ones that we are talking of, no weapon. They have their weapons stored somewhere. When election is about 6 months now, they will bring all those weapons out and they will be shooting me and you, stray bullets on the streets, fighting over election, while Fulani continue to kidnap us. Ibikunle Amosun alone, this is not a joke, you can Google it. Ibikunle Amosun alone, who is now a senator in Nigeria, he alone gave over 1,000 AK-47 from the government also, AK and over 1 million live bullet ammunition. 1,000 AK-47. He handed it over to the police because he was preparing for war in 2019. Somehow, they shortchanged him. The guns they bought, they couldn't really distribute everything. The remaining 1,000, he didn't want his own successor, the person that is coming in after him. He didn't want him to meet that gun because, another election is 4 years away. And he didn't want to pack the guns to his house so that he won't be arrested for gun running because they are all illegally smuggled in using the diplomatic cover of his closeness to Buhari. You know what happened? A day before he handed over power, he called the commissioner of police in Ogun State and handed over the guns to him. 1,000 AK-47. Imagine if we have 1,000 AK-47 in the hands of 1,000 youths in Ogun State. Would our people end up as refugees in Benin Republic? Just like that. Would they? This one happened, though, is recent, too. Even if they say, would they buy gun for them? Would they buy gun for the political thugs? MC Olu Erons and co's. Who are those buying them guns? Tifnumbu? How are they bringing the guns in? Through the diplomatic cover. They have private jets with diplomatic this and that. They bring them in, but they are not bringing those guns in to save us, to protect us from these terrorists. They are bringing them to intimidate us, to harass us, to kill us. When there is no election, then they use the gun to rob us, We are so unlucky, aren't we? And that is why this lifeless breathing man queen could come out after all the noise, as they call it. Isa pandemic has come to stay. He is the jihadist spiritual leader for Buhari. And now just one kick him out like that. I
commend the Honorable Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, for the landmark achievements of the digital economy sector and his commitment in carrying out his responsibility of developing this sector, including championing the growth of the indigenous telecom sector and the national identification number SIM registration.
So whatever you have to say about this pandemic, according to Buhari, you should all be grateful. And I'm like, how come all these terrorists who are making all these calls, collecting ransom, collecting money here and there, how come that ISA pandemic could not tell us if they have linked their SIM card because they are making calls. Can't they locate those calls? Is that not because of terrorism? They said they are doing NIN. They're not doing it because of terrorism. They are doing it to advance terrorism, to further know where you are, who you are talking to, what you are doing, and they can be able to track you down, do whatever they want to do to you if you become a person of interest. I don't want to be that part. I don't want to be part of that country. You get me now? So those who put us through this level, right? Like I do say, those who are part of the problem, they can never be part of the solution. Okay? I'm going to see you some other time. This is where I'm going to draw the curtains tonight. There's a video I want to share. Let me see if this is it.
Guys, stop that generator. Stop the gen. Stop the gen. Stop the gen. Don't video. Don't. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. This is happening in Arab Road, Chibok. Hausa boys. So. Hey. It's live in Arab Road, Chibok. Happening live.
Nigeria is a failed state. It's a failed country. And it's up to you what you make of that. Maybe you want to pray. It's up to you. That was Abuja. They called the place Arab Road, Kubwa, Abuja. The local council, they were demolishing people's shops without notice or anything. And the hoodlums in Abuja, the same people they hired to go and attack NSAS protesters and kill them. They went there and they started looting the shops. Police couldn't stop them. Nobody could stop them. They looted and they were taking. Imagine you standing, Nigeria. I'll see you some other time. So meanwhile, before I go, quickly, to everyone who was, taken to my call that, if you are living in the UK, US, Canada, and Spain, here in Europe, okay, you can download the, You can download the SendWave app. The link is in this video, okay? And you can also make use of the Politico promo code when you are sending money to your loved ones. And you can send them money directly to their bank account, like I did say right, as well. The promo code is Politico. That will give the receiver a £5 extra wherever you send to them. So the good thing is that if you use the SendWave app from here in the UK, right, and you send money to anybody in Nigeria or even to yourself, you will be collecting that money in dollars. That means your money is safe. The value is safe. It means that you can then go on and change your money to wherever you want to change it to. Bank accounts like, Fidelity, Access, Guarantee Trust Bank, GTB. Once you send any money to any of those accounts, the bank will automatically create a domiciliary account for you where your money will be. Then you can cash it out by withdrawing your money, change it in the bank, or just take your money out, change elsewhere. If you have a way of saving money, if you have bank accounts in Nigeria yourself, and you do go home, and you want to save some money in there, use this. You can use that promo code as well. Somebody said, Maiyegun, don't be talking about this. Let them come and talk about their own this thing. Baba, if you say you get fever, right? When they call something a partnership, this is what it is. I took this because it helps what I'm doing. Okay, so thank you so much to every one of you who has been a part of this today. Okay, I'm going to see you some other time, and that will be tomorrow. If you have the time, please join me. And before you leave, remember, you can still leave me that thumb up if you forgot. Now you can before you go. I'll see you some other time. You have a good evening and good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. lórí Facebook
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Maiyegun ti dé.
jíjó ìgbádìyẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti